So I wish it was August. Still, August was lovely up here this year. It didn't rain, it wasn't too terribly hot. I sound like the gal on Miss Congeniality talking about her perfect date. Really, my perfect date would be the entire month of August of 2021 if I were asked that question and I wanted to answer it like she did, I guess. And the reason why I'm missing August is because this entire fall has been wet and cold and pretty dreary and not a lot of fun. And I feel like there's more rain and cold and dreary than normal. And I don't like that. And I wish I could go back to August and really enjoy it for what it was instead of just working all of the time. I'm talking about August because we're making the August soap for the 12 months of soap pack today, so it actually does connect. Don't get used to it. I will tell you more about the August bar and what I decided to do with it and why in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 163 of 365 days of soap. And yeah, as I said, today we're making the August bar for the 12 months of soap pack. Now, I noticed that we're 7 bars into this, and I don't have a purple represented yet. And that's actually pretty frickin' problematic because what's after August? I'm going to go through it with you. September, October, November, December. Those are all fall and winter months. How do you put a purple in there? You really don't. And so I decided to put purple into the August bar, and I decided that that was fine because when I was researching, August themes and whatever, because I was kind of stuck on this bar, I saw a bunch of beautiful flowers that apparently bloom in the month of August. And I couldn't for the life of me tell you what they're called right now. But, I'll talk about it when I get to the computer because I have notes there, but beautiful purple blooms. And I love that for me because, again, I needed some purple in this. And so really what I decided to do with the August bar was a mostly white bar and then some purple and yellow along the side and do a little bit of a butterfly swirl. Just keep it very, very simple, very, very beautiful in the simplicity. And I'm scenting it with like 5 different types of florals all mashed into one. I'm a little bit afraid about this because most florals that I've ever worked with, they accelerate and they get thick pretty fast. And for a good butterfly swirl, you really want a nice medium consistency batter, not too thick, or the hanger is not going to do anything and pull that color through the main part of your bar. So fingers crossed that that doesn't completely screw up, and let's go check out this pour. It's so funny that I did this. I spent all of this time griping. Okay, what are we doing? Grape knee-high and Lala. And we got the purple butterfly with yellow. Yep, okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we are using grape knee-high for the purple from Mad Micah's and Lala. Maybe Lala. No, it's just Lala for the yellow for all of this. And it's going to be amazing. But yeah, no, I think it's hilarious. Yesterday I was talking about how it's like nice and then it's rainy and it's nice and it's rainy and the fall can't make up its mind around here. And today I'm like, oh no, it's been nothing but rain. And that is 100% just dependent on what is literally occurring around me at that exact moment. If I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's what time I get up, with it pissing rain, and it just is rain all day, then I'm convinced that there are no good days. But then when we have a good day or two and it's nice, oh yeah, the weather can't make up its mind. Either rain forever or be nice forever. I can't be pleased. I really can't be. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I was raised in a state that has over 300 days of sunshine every year. Colorado, that state is Colorado. And if it is, even if it's cold, like, 20 below, it's still sunshiny. And the amount of sunshiny days that we actually get up here, whenever it happens, it feels strange because it's like, well, we're going to, stay sunny then, right? That means the rainy season is over. And not so. It's just like a 36-hour tease. And then it goes back to dark and awful forever. Hold, please. Sorry, more alarms going off. And it's going to go off for probably every video for the next 3 months. I have a lot of crazy things. Like, if I could just put in a picture of what I am looking at as I am doing this, because I moved my Macs and everything all out to the soap studio, right? So everything is in the soap studio right now, which means I do all of my work here. So my editing and everything exists here. And while I am laying down this audio, there are a million other things that are staged, like different lye solutions that are cooling in different ways, and some bath bombs that need to be removed from the molds that they're in so I can make another batch of them and see how many I can get done in a day, because it's ramped up productions. This is the time of the year where everything gets crazy. But you know what? You guys, as a result, I end up having a lot of alarms that go off at different crazy times, because also, I don't know if you heard, but I have a life outside of soap and making YouTube videos. It's called, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay to you guys right here. And, it's 20, 30 minutes of my day. But then there's the rest of the day. And I'm mom to everyone else. Well, not everyone else. Just two people call me mom. It would be actually 2 of the next door neighbor kids call me mom as well. But that's different. That's a different situation entirely. And I let them do that because Anyway, so 4 kids call me mom. Just 2 of them are my own. And, for the rest of the people, I'm just, Shantine. And I have this life that also has to have a lot of alarms sometimes, just to remind me of what time it is, so I can get my head out of the soaping world and go make sure that I don't do anything to damage that life. I'm not going to say that you don't care about any of this anymore, because in actuality, you probably care about this a lot. If you did not, you would not be on this channel at this point. We are 163 days into year 2. And if you don't know, you should by now. It's not all about the soap here. And that may have been why you started, but that's not why you stayed. And so anyway, point is, alarms are going off. It's all crazy. It's a crazy time of the year. And as soon as I have an opportunity to stop talking on this thing, I am going to go over and make, how much soap do I have there? I need to pour 100 pounds of dish soap, because that's what that last alarm was for a wholesale account. So I have a chance of getting all of those out of that mold and, reusing the mold today, because I have to make 100 pounds more. It's all a good time. We're going to do a butterfly swirl today. We are going to talk about the actual soap and all the things that we're doing for it, I guess, in the pour, because I just spent the last however many minutes talking about nothing. Okay, and on to the pour of this. We are doing a butterfly swirl-esque thing. Now, for those of you who do not know what a butterfly swirl is, well, I'm going to tell you. So, really what you're going to do is you're going to pick 2 or 3, no more than 4 colors, usually. And you are going to put about a third of your base color down into the mold. And then you are going to drop at a medium height your colors, alternating them between passes on one side of the mold, trying to get all of the color right on top of each other. Now, in doing this, it's going to create kind of like a teardrop-esque pattern or a drop swirl or the like inside that area that you're pouring the soap. But after that, and after all of your color lines have been laid down, you are going to then take a hanger to it and do a little hanger tool move to pull that color through the rest of the bar and create a really beautiful design that, exists in some kind of way. And just like, butterflies and snowflakes and all the things, every bar of a butterfly swirl technique is unique. And when you put two of them together that have been cut right next to each other, so essentially you're cutting the same thing, into two pieces, you get it, you create a butterfly. Now, we've done a number of these on the channel. I remember the Luna moth that we did in year 1. It was a gorgeous gray, and I say gorgeous because it's the colors of my wall, with a green and white butterfly or moth that I actually saw on my wall and thought it was stunning. Took a picture, and that became my inspiration for the soap itself. Worked beautifully. And then after that, the Soapprentice did a monarch butterfly. And, monarch butterflies are cool. And we haven't talked about avocado oil yet, but you are probably going to watch me cry over monarch butterflies and how they're all being destroyed when that happens. But we haven't done that thing yet. We did do CBD yesterday, right? That was cool. Did the CBD video deep dive. It's kind of an interesting thing as a soap maker. And it can be confusing. Like when you see, Brambleberry putting out tutorials and recipes on CBD ... and they're not selling the CBD. Well, now you have to wonder. I mean, I hope you did wonder, can I do this? Is this something that I should do? Should I dip my toe into this world? And hopefully yesterday's video answered that for you in some kind of way. It's all a very confusing thing. Now, I've laid down the white base here enough to not really mess up the colors that I put, on the left side of the actual pour and design. So I'm going to, you can go either way. You can either lay it all down, or you can just put another, just small layer on top. Give the hanger something for everything to pull through, and then, do the hanger thing. Now for the hanger, when I get it out, I will take the hanger all the way down to the bottom. And then I will, in little tiny circles, make little tiny circles towards myself as I raise it up inside of the mold just a little bit with each revolution until I get to the end of the soap, to the far side. And the circles get bigger and bigger as I get to the top. And then, just for funsies, I'm going to cut a couple more too, because I didn't put a ton of color in the mold. But that is to say that there's no really specific, quote unquote, right way to do your hanger stuff for a butterfly swirl. The biggest thing, as far as I can tell, based on experimentation and whatnot, is that at the very least, you're going to want to make sure that you are doing those circles. So as you are pulling the hanger toward you, you are doing the circles in the opposite direction. So counterclockwise for the circles. I'm sorry, I'm doing this like with the mic and moving away from it. So it's a weird audio thing, I'm sure, while you are pulling the hanger to you with each pass. Make sense? That's awesome. So with this actually, I just, for the rest of everything that didn't end up in the mold for the colors, I'm just doing a messy top. And you guys have actually seen me do so many tops, and I never ever talk about them and give you any real advice as to this is how you achieve this look or whatever. Because in all honesty, this is just artist preference at this point. There is no real rhyme or reason. You can be very precise with your lines and where you're putting everything on the top of your soap mold. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. You can mess around with your skewer stick in such a way that you can create literally whatever pattern you want, as long as all of the colors are represented. And even if they're not all represented, nobody knows that but you. So I'm going to do my stock standard swirly swirl, infinity swirl, figure eight, you know, whatever, and just pull all of those colors into each other and leave it at that. And this will be, again, C-popped and gelled, and we will check out the beautiful purple and yellow flower thing that we have inside, you know, now for you. And maybe I should actually talk about also the scent that we use for all this, because it's a really weird floral blend. Okay, now for the scents of this while we are doing the cut. First up, it is a violet that I picked up from Nature's Garden, and I soaped with it one time and I cried. Like big, fat, juicy, weeping tears throughout the entire pour, throughout the entire cut. And it was not in a cathartic, I really needed to cry kind of way. It was in a trauma kind of way. And the reason for that is this violet smelled exactly like my grandmother. And I don't know that I've actually really talked about my grandma. I mean, I have talked about my grandma on this channel, but I don't know that I've done it in any sort of real personal way. She was a very, very important individual in my life. She meant everything to me. That's pretty. It's very pretty. And she died of dementia. And that was horrible because she was brilliant. She was super, duper smart. She instilled in me my love for learning and research and books and all of the things. And to watch her mind, you know, go was torture. And so it's a very triggering scent for me because it smelled exactly like her. So I've been trying to blend it with things for several years just to kind of minimize the pain that comes with smelling it, because I'm not there yet. And I lost her several years ago at this point, and I'm still not there. So I blended it this time with a rose, and it is a delightful rose, and it smells basically like, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's definitely flower-esque and not butterfly-esque, so I can get behind that. It's like a blooming flower for sure. So I blended it with a rose that I picked up from Brambleberry, as well as a neroli that I picked up from Brambleberry. And that neroli smells terrible, but with this blend, it's really nice. And so we ended up with 3 different florals in this because the names of the flowers that are purple and bloom in August, I had never heard of. And so I was confused about it. But I do remember these dark purple flowers with yellow and white in the middle that my grandmother used to grow. They were beautiful, and I'm pretty sure they were always around in August too. And I don't remember those actually ever smelling like anything. They might have been pansies, but I know nothing about botany, so who knows? Anyway, that's August. It's a purple flower soap. Smells like flowers. The month of August is done, and I almost made this through without, you know, my voice breaking, because I don't talk about grandma without that happening. Yeah, so no real problems with this one, which I'm really happy about because, again, florals, they tend to accelerate on me, and this one didn't. I guess putting all of these blends together made them all behave as a group. Teamwork. I really love this. I love that there's just a little bit of violet in there, enough to remind me of my grandmother, but not enough to make me cry. And so that's good. And this is definitely, as I said, this is a floral blend for sure, which is good because I think we only have one other that would be considered like a floral in the line. And so it's nice to have 2. I really do love how this one came out and how it looks with the rest of the bars so far. And I love the simplicity of it all. If you are interested in the 12 months of soap pack, you should subscribe and wait for 10 days of thanks because I will be giving away 12 months of soap gift sets on one of those days. So do that thing. If you are already subscribed, hello Sudzer, I'm glad you did that thing. Thank you for helping me out and engaging with me and keeping me motivated and just all around just being an awesome human being, because I know that you are, and I appreciate you every day for it. I am out of here for today, but I'll see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.